All right, today we're jumping into the world of medical imaging, where a single picture can literally change everything for a patient. We're going to look at how AI is being taught not just to see what a top radiologist sees, but to actually think and even write like one. Let's get into it.
Okay, so let's just get right to it. The big question that hangs over this whole conversation is the first thing on everyone's mind, a mix of excitement and, a little bit of fear. Is an AI really about to take one of the most important jobs in all of medicine? Well, as you're about to see, the real answer is so much more interesting than a simple yes or no.
So why all the hype about AI in radiology, right? To really get why AI is being seen as the solution, you first have to understand the problem. And the problem is that modern radiology, for all its amazing technology, is hitting a wall. The whole system is just groaning under the pressure.
I mean, look at this. Getting a diagnosis isn't just about a doctor glancing at a picture. Not even close. It's more like a complex relay race. From the second your doctor orders that scan to the moment a final report is written, that image is bouncing between different people and different systems. Every single step is critical, and every step is a place where a delay or a mistake can happen.
And this is where you start to see the cracks. Radiologists are drowning in a tsunami of images, and that leads to serious burnout. All the critical patient info is scattered across different systems that don't talk to each other. You've got the PACS for the images, the RAS for the workflow, the EHR for the patient history. It forces doctors to be digital detectives. Then the process for writing up reports is slow, and a delay in communication could mean a life-threatening diagnosis doesn't get to the right doctor in time. It's pretty much the perfect storm for a technology like AI to sail right into.
So how does an AI even begin to tackle this? Well, it's not with some single, all-powerful computer brain. Nope, think of it more like an AI assembly line. It's a whole team of specialized AI models, where each one has a very specific job to do, all working together to copy the entire thinking process of a human expert.
The very first job on that assembly line is teaching the machine how to see. And one of the most powerful tools for that is called UNet. Now, this isn't about just saying an image is normal or abnormal. UNet's whole purpose is pixel-perfect precision. Its job is to draw an exact line around a tumor or a lesion. It answers that one fundamental question: where exactly is the problem?
And the way UNet works is just elegant. The U shape is literally the key. One side, the encoder, kind of squishes the image down, smaller and smaller, to understand the what, the big picture context. The other side, the decoder, blows it back up to pinpoint the where, that precise location. But here's the secret sauce. These little bridges, called skip connections, that link the two sides, they feed all the fine-grained details from the beginning straight to the end. That's what gives it that incredible accuracy.
So you see, it really is a team effort on this assembly line. You've got a classic CNN acting as the eyes, doing that first-pass classification. Then you have UNet as the scalpel, doing that super precise outlining. A more advanced vision transformer acts as the brain, understanding the complex relationships for a tough diagnosis. And finally, you have a generative model as the voice, taking all those technical findings and turning them into a clear, readable report.
Okay, so this isn't just some theory stuck in a research lab. These AI assembly lines are actually out there in the real world, being used in clinics right now. Let's take a look at how this tech is already making a huge difference, everywhere from a busy ER to your local dental office. And the impact? It can be absolutely life-saving. For a stroke patient, every single second is critical. AI platforms like AdHoc don't just find a potential stroke on a scan. They kickstart the entire emergency response. The system instantly pings the whole stroke team, doctors, nurses, technicians, on their phones. The result? A 34% drop in the time it takes from a patient walking in the door to getting treatment. We're talking about saving 38 minutes, which can easily be the difference between a full recovery and a lifelong disability.
But what's really fascinating is how the value of the AI completely changes based on the setting. In a huge hospital, it's all about speed and triage, getting the most critical scans to the top of the pile fast. But in a dental office, the business case is totally different. There, the real value is in helping patients understand their own health and, frankly, driving the business.
And the numbers here are pretty staggering. When a dental AI from a company like Overjet highlights a cavity on an X-ray so the patient can see it plain as day, well, it's not just the dentist's opinion anymore. The proof is right there on the screen. That visual communication builds instant trust. And what happens? A whopping 91% of dentists using these tools saw more patients agree to the treatments they needed. That directly helps the patient and boosts the practice's revenue.
Okay, so if this technology is so powerful,
Why isn't it in every single hospital and clinic? Well, because taking a brilliant algorithm from a lab and plugging it into a real, chaotic hospital workflow means you have to run a brutal gauntlet of challenges. First up, you have to get past the FDA. In the US, any software that helps with a diagnosis is a regulated medical device. And the path the company takes to get clearance tells you a lot about their game plan. The most common one, the 510K, that's for small, incremental improvements. But if you see a company go for the de novo path, that's a signal that they have something totally new, something that could create a whole new market. It's a much harder road, but it's for the real game changers.
And this question gets at a massive, massive hurdle. An AI is only as good as the data it learned from. So what happens if you train a model using only images from one hospital with one type of scanner on one type of patient? Its performance can absolutely fall off a cliff the second it sees data from somewhere else. An AI that only works perfectly in its own little backyard is basically useless in the real world.
So here's the bottom line. You can have an algorithm with 99% accuracy in the lab, but it's completely worthless if it can't plug into the hospital's ancient IT system, if it can't get that FDA clearance, if it violates patient privacy laws like HIPAA, and, most importantly, if the doctors just don't trust it. And they won't trust it if it's brittle and breaks the second it sees something new. That is the real-world gauntlet.
So where does that leave us? It brings us to what the future actually looks like. And that future isn't about humans versus machines. Not at all. It's not creating this incredible symbiosis, a partnership that combines the unique strengths of both human doctors and artificial intelligence.
This quote just nails it. It really sums up what all the experts are saying. AI is amazing at finding subtle patterns, way better than any human. But it has zero common sense, no clinical context, no empathy. So the goal isn't to build an AI that works all by itself. It's to build one that makes a human expert even more powerful.
The best way to think about this is the AI co-pilot model. The AI handles all the grunt work, the first pass on every scan, the boring measurements, flagging anything that looks even slightly suspicious. And that frees up the human radiologist to focus on what they do best, untangling the really complex cases, putting all the pieces of a patient's story together, and actually talking to other doctors and to the patient. It's about augmenting our intelligence, not replacing it.
But making that partnership actually work, that takes some careful planning. The human doctor has to be in the driver's seat, always. The AI has to be transparent. It should give a confidence score, so the doctor knows if it's really sure about a finding. And there has to be a super easy way for the doctor to give feedback, to correct the AI. That creates this amazing loop where the AI is constantly learning from the human expert.
So we come all the way back to that first big question. And the consensus is pretty clear. AI is not going to replace radiologists. But that just leads to a new and maybe even more important question. As this technology gets better and becomes the new standard of care, making everything faster and more accurate, will the radiologists who embrace AI as their co-pilot eventually replace the ones who don't? Now that is the real transformation we all need to be watching.